In this video, I'm going to compare the Tesla 3 with other similar cars in terms of its running cost of the electricity versus gasoline. I'm not talking about the quality of the cars or whether it environmental things and so on and so forth. Just purely the cost basis of which one is more expensive or less expensive to drive. So I took this Tesla 3 with the Corolla as an example because that's where they match in size and so on and so forth, and also because Tesla is the one I own and drive, so I know about it. And I live in Massachusetts, so I'm going to use the prices of the electricity in Massachusetts. I pulled out my electric bill for the just the previous month of August, and I had $50.35 of electricity bill, and I consumed 205 kilowatt hour. And the reason why I pulled out my electricity bill is so that we get a more realistic cost, because in the bills they have like transmission charges, fixed charges, this and that charges and whatnot. So I want that final charge what that I am actually paying. And when I calculate it per kilowatt hour, then I get this figure. Divide this $50.35 with 205 kilowatt hour, so I get 24.5 cents for every kilowatt hour that I use. Now I'm going to use this home socket to charge my Tesla 3 if I happen to own it. What I figured out that Tesla uses 25 kilowatt hour to charge its battery to a full, and that full battery will last 250 miles. Now what does it translate to? That for every single mile you need a 0.3 kilowatt hour, and because 1 kilowatt hour is 24.5 cents, it turns out that to drive 1 mile you need 0.3 into 24.5 or 7.35 cents per mile. That is the starting figure to our further investigation. Now, few things that we need to keep in mind. This figure is for Massachusetts, and the price of the electricity is going to vary state by state. So you need to check it in your own state, what is the price, and apply the math that goes from here onward. I know that it's not going to vary much beyond this. There are some states that are a little cheaper than that, but there are states that are even more expensive than this 24.5 cents. Now go back to the Corolla, and going for a very conservative mileage figure. More recent Corolla models are doing better on highway as well as the city drive. But to simplify the things, let's say a gallon of gasoline gets you 30 miles, and a gallon right now is around $2. I go to Costco and I get it like even less than $2. Probably it's a little about $2 for now, because the coronavirus is ending and the gas prices have started increasing. But I have taken this figure conservative, so that balances out for my somewhat conservative figure for this calorie. So to run 1 mile, we divide this $2 figure by 30. So it takes $2 by 30, that's 6.6 cents per mile. Now, with this current scenario, it looks like it's more expensive to drive an electric car like Tesla 3 compared to a car like Corolla or any other sedan car. But it's not going to be $2 for always. Obviously, few months ago, like 5 or 6 months ago in January, we had the gas prices around $3. And in that case, if we take the 30 miles per gallon, we get 10 cents per mile. And now I'm also taking this 30 miles per hour because Corolla is getting this gallon, but there may be SUVs which will be more close to 30 miles per hour, or if you get a little bigger car, they will be running a slightly less than 30 miles per gallon. So that is a very good figure to generalize everything. So to run 1 mile, you need 10 cents. And now in that scenario, running an electric car like Tesla 3 is less expensive than the gasoline car. Now, how much is the saving? For example, in this case, you can subtract 10 cents, 7.35 minus 10 cents. That is the saving of like 2.5 cents for every single mile that you run. Now, you can multiply that 2.5 cents figure with the number of miles you drive in a month or maybe in a day. For example, to drive, if you have a 40 miles car for office and you do a to and fro like I do, or you are driving 100 miles per day, then you will have a $2.5, $2.5 per day, or in a week you could be looking at $12 per week, or maybe $50 a month saving. So that's the kind of savings you are looking at, $50 per month or $600 per year with $3 of the gasoline price and 100 miles per day of typical driving this thing. Whether it's reasonable enough to or an incentive enough to buy Tesla 3 or not, that's something you need to decide, but you need to keep into mind the other things, other factors that should drive your decision, including your support for environment and so on and so forth, your support for Tesla, your support for the electric car, and so on and so forth. From this, we can also calculate the break-even gas price, the price of the gasoline, where driving the electric car will be as expensive as the gasoline. So we divide X dollars divided by 30 as 7.35. X is the price per gallon and because 30 is the mileage of your car, so that gives you $2.2 per gallon. So at 2.2, the driving a gasoline and an electric car will be same. And then I also have some figures that you can calculate in the same way. But the key thing is you could use this example and these ballpark figures to arrive at the numbers for your particular state, because the things are changing. The states will change, this kilowatt hour pricing will change from state to state, but this gives you a very good ballpark area. The price of the gasoline will change time to time, will change state to state, but again, I wanted to give you a feeling of what is involved in terms of the saving of the gas, and I hope this is going to help you. If you have any question, any comment, write it down, and if you subscribe, and if you have any more questions, just ask me in the comment section and I will try to reply to that. Thanks for taking a look.